guys, welcome to my channel and welcome back to another DIY makeover video. I am sharing my front porch makeover with you guys, so I will be showing before and afters, sharing a little bit of the DIY process, and then I'm going to give you guys a full tour of the made over front porch as well as the front yard a little bit with the landscaping and curb appeal projects I've worked on too. So if you are looking for some front porch and front yard landscaping inspiration, then just keep watching. All right, I'm gonna kick it off with the before shots. Here is what my front porch and front yard area looked like when we first moved into this house, which is now over 2 years ago. So this upgrade and makeover process has definitely just been doing a little bit at a time. So the front door was painted red and the shutters were painted red. And red is basically my least favorite color, so I knew right away that those were gonna be the first things that I was gonna wanna change. So the first thing I did to immediately change the space is paint the front door. I'm actually not gonna go into super detail of the process of that for this video, but I am planning on uploading a how to paint your front door type of video shortly after this, so there'll be more details on that video. But otherwise, like I said, this was the first project I decided to work on for this front porch. So I used an exterior semi-gloss water-based paint and a combination of a regular paintbrush and a roller to really try to do the best job I could with this. And the color is definitely much more me and fitting of my style. And overall, I am very happy with the results. It is not a perfect paint job. So then, other than painting the front door itself, I also gave a fresh coat of paint to the little baby columns on the front of my porch. They were very faded and dingy looking, so this helped brighten it back up. And then the other thing that we did was change out the light fixtures. Sam was able to do this, which was great. And then the other major project that I did cosmetically was spray painting all of my window shutters. I did not end up filming that, however, but I do go more into detail about that in the tour, which we are jumping into right now. Starting with the door, which I think is probably the biggest change to the front porch. Obviously the color, I changed it from the red. I always prefer blue and green tones, and for the spring and summer months I like to put my hydrangea wreath on the front door. I made a video all about this wreath, so I'll link that in the description box if you're interested in making one like it. The windows are definitely not perfect and I do need to do a little bit of touching up on them. The other thing we changed out were the light fixtures. These were super cheap, like I feel like somewhere around $35 each. Very reasonable. I wanted something very traditional and timeless, and then of course the black goes with the shutters. So now that I've been in this house for 2 summers, I have learned that absolutely no plants want to grow under this porch. It is a decent sized porch and I have had different planters and pots and things on here and nothing wants to grow. So initially this past spring I made this little sign up here and I had a like window type of flower box with a bunch of stuff draping down on here, and I ended up having to move the plants and get rid of it. Like I said, nothing wants to grow. So I have opted for these little fake boxwood topiaries. So these are a pretty good size, and I'll show you. They actually come out of here. They come in these little vases with the stones. These were from At Home and were only $30 a piece, and they're really heavy duty, sturdy. The rocks are real rocks, like these are good quality. And then the little planters are from Michael's, and they were like a faux concrete, and I just spray painted them a satin black. I've got my larger buffalo check mat here. I actually just bought that. It's like an outdoor rug. Especially since I can't have plants on here, I felt like I needed a little something else. And then I just have my basic welcome mat here. I've had this for years. It's probably time to upgrade it soon. And moving on to the other side of the porch, as you can see, I spray painted all of the shutters on my house that were previously red. I love the black shutters. I think it's classic, it's timeless, so that's why I went with that. I really like the look of it, and it was a super easy upgrade, cheap to do. I probably did the whole house's shutters with about 4 cans of spray paint. And And moving down here, you will see my swing bench. It was not cheap, but it's one of those purchases that was a splurge, but I do not regret at all. I am obsessed with this swing. I wanted to make sure I got something quality and not chintzy, and I am extremely happy with this. If you are considering getting some sort of outdoor porch swing, I highly recommend this one. The only thing about the white one is it does have a tendency to get dirty easily, but if you have a pressure washer, this thing cleans amazingly. I don't normally put pillows out here, but I just put these out here for now, just for the video's sake. I just got these pillows and I really, really like them, and they definitely go with my color aesthetic. And then I've just got a small little side table here. I don't have any decor plants on it right now. I would love to eventually upgrade my beams to look a little beefier and more substantial, I suppose. So eventually I would like to do that, and I would also love to add some wood molding details around my front door. So hopefully that is soon to come. Now moving on to some of my gardening and plants. So this was essentially completely empty. I knew I wanted to do some sort of landscaping here. I do not have a green thumb as hard as I try. I am getting better, but I have a lot to learn, and it's definitely something I struggle with, is gardening and plants, and especially like as far as like design and landscaping go, and knowing how tall things will get and arranging everything in a way that works. But I planted all these boxwoods back here, and then in the front we've got the begonias, and then I've got a few different like perennial plants then going through the middle. Obviously my mulch is the end of the season, so it's not super fresh. Since I planted these in the spring, I'm hoping next spring they will all be a lot beefier, I guess. Whatever I had here did not make it, unfortunately, but maybe it'll come back next spring. The begonias all did pretty well, but I think I might do impatiens next year. And then I also added the brick pavers to be the little landscape divider. I ended up doing this little yard section over here. It's a little overgrown, but I got some landscaping dividers and made this little drainage river, I suppose, with some rocks. And over on the other side of my porch sidewalk are my hydrangeas. So previously this was all Pachysandra, which, don't get me wrong, I do like Pachysandra, but it was very overgrown and like covering the walkway and just kind of out of control. And since this is right by the porch, I wanted to do something that was really pretty and nice to look at, and hydrangeas are my all-time favorite flower. So the two on the ends are the Endless Summer original hydrangeas. I still have the little things there, otherwise I'll forget what their information is. So these ones are actually doing pretty well, and I hope next year they get a decent size bigger. This one is the Summer Crush pink one, and it is not doing the best. It looks like it's got a couple buds coming out. I think this specific one, the Summer Crush, wants more sunlight. So then here are my planter boxes, and I kind of arranged them in a way along here with some pavers, and tried to just style this as best as I could. And there's a look at the windows, again, the shutters. My planter boxes here have some different shade plants in here. I am obsessed with how these look. They did great. I am happy with my selections. However, these new Guinea impatiens had very few blooms on them. They got huge and leafy, but almost no blooms. This one just started to bloom, but like all summer, they got huge, but like I said, no blooms on them. If you have any tips for me on how to get more, you know, color out of them, let me know. Like I said, I am not great at gardening. I have so much to learn. White Queen, Caladium, I don't know how to say that, New Guinea impatiens, and then Creeping Jenny right here, which did awesome, and I love the look of it. So I did some heavy bush trimming for these two azaleas here. These were initially super overgrown, so I've done a lot of hedge trimming on those. They don't look the best, but I'm hoping over time they'll kind of shape out, hopefully. Still kind of a learning process for me. And here I just made this little cluster of some of my pots. Like I said, I just bought these pavers at Home Depot and tried to arrange everything in a way that worked. Everything's a little overgrown, but I'm just happy that things grow. So I've got a little topiary there. I've got this giant pink begonia, and then another planter with a mix of impatiens, the caladium, and a couple, I don't even know. And then I'm trying to get this ivy to grow up the stake thing here. So if you've got any tips for that, let me know. This survived the winter last year, which I was surprised about. And then back here, I've got my hose. I kind of hid it behind this planter so it's not as much of an eyesore. This impatient, I don't believe is a New Guinea, it's a regular one, and it's been doing okay. But again, here's one of my New Guineas, and it has no blooms on it, which is pretty disappointing. If you enjoyed this and it motivated and or inspired you, please make sure you hit that like button down below, hit that subscribe button for more DIY home decor related projects, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!